you had the big Wings Boogie fight that just happened. It was over in London. Talk about that whole process, man, because that was taking place over in London. I know you were essentially hired to do the pre-show and the prelims. Is that right?
Yeah, I've been involved in influencer boxing since like the very beginning, like on Drama Alert. Like I would instigate the fights, kind of set up the fights behind the scenes. KSI founded this company called Misfits, which is taking the whole influencer boxing thing to another level. It's really serious and it's getting really competitive over there. And they're missing the internet part of it, right? They're missing the influencer part of it because it's getting so competitive. We're seeing the same guys over and over again, and their skill is getting better and better. And it's like we're missing the internet. So I've been on them for a while about letting me do pre-shows and involving this certain person. Like I was able to get Sam Hyde on Misfits and do certain things like that. We had Ice Poseidon over there, and each one of them has been so positive. They trusted me with the prelims, and I wanted to break the internet. And the first thing I could think of was Wings versus Boogie. So I reach out to both of them, and they're down. And after I put out this tweet that we're in talks of making this thing happen, then reality sets in like, holy shit, like this could never happen. They're not going to pass their medicals. Wings is not going to get on a plane. Boogie's never been in a fight in his life. Like this is just not going to work, right? But you have to fake it until you make it. You got to keep believing that this thing is actually going to happen, even though in the back of my head, I'm like, this is not happening. And it happened. It fucking happened. It was hell, Craig. All right. You're calling them every day. You're like, are you doing cardio? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? You're on their ass. Wings has to like get in a fucking taxi and go somewhere in London. And he's like, I don't know how to do that. Oh, I have to get on a train. Like what? It's like so many little problem solving that I would have to do every single day to make this thing happen. During the commentary, I was like, I did it. Holy shit. Like I had this moment in my head, like, I can't believe this is happening.
Do you feel like it was worth it?
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes. I think
go ahead.
I don't know of a better fight to set up that would have that response. And here's why. Not only did the old school YouTubers like us like get involved in it, right? You know, you also had the young kids that are seeing these guys for the first time. They became fans. The mainstream media ate this up. Like there's so many fucking articles. Just search Wings and Boogie and then hit the little news tab on Google. They loved it. And then on top of that, I had no idea. It was never my plan. But after it was said and done, the next day, people were asking me about the Guinness World Record. I'm like, what are you talking about? There has never been a sanctioned fight by a boxing association with people that big ever. Like it's a Guinness World Record. So that's the next thing we're working on.
Where you want to get a bigger fight, or you want to validate the world record?
The world record. We got to get the world record. Yeah.
So you had Wings versus Boogie. We dropped yesterday. Actually we had Rich from Review Tech on, who is live streaming this. He's co-streaming this right now on his channel. So hey, Rich. We had Rich on, and during the show, you guys tweeted out that the Rich versus Jeremy from the quartering fight is going to happen.
Both are in verbal agreements right now. And, you know, Jeremy's taking it serious. Rich is taking it serious. And yeah, I mean, it seems like it's going to happen, but that's another scenario. Like, I don't know Jeremy as a fighter at all, right? He had that one guy hit him. He sued him, right? That whole debacle. And Rich, I don't know if he's a fighter. Like, it's one of these things that also seems impossible. But if they're both, publicly saying like, we're doing this, now it's not just like, you're fighting with yourself, whether you're not going to do it, but it's also your fans that are now counting on you.
Do you, I get that. I get all that. And I'm sure, I feel like, now I was watching Rich's stream earlier and he was high as a kite. So we'll see how seriously he takes it. But I believe in you, Rich. I will say this: Wings looked like a powerhouse, and obviously he was cutting through butter. Do you have any plans to bring Wings back for another fight?
100%. Like, we need to see him. He needs to be like a thing. Like I told him, I'm like, you're like a boxing superstar right now. And I know that it seems like a joke saying that, but he is. He has a fucking world record for being, in this thing. Let me give you some backstory of Wings. I'm sure almost everyone listening to this probably knows this story, but for those of you that don't, I've known Wings forever. He was like the second person online that I ever got in a fight with. So I started in 2009, and like later that summer, I'm fighting with this guy, Wings of Redemption, and he doxed me, and it was the whole thing. I'm a machinima. And so I've known this guy forever. But he founded this podcast called PKA with FPS Kyle. And
I saw your tweet about that. They want him back, or the fans want him back now.
Woody joined, and like they were planning a camping trip or something. Wings didn't show up, and they got so upset and they kicked him off. And that's haunted Wings for years. And the PKA fans, they're constantly picking on him, and the current hosts are constantly over the last decade just shitting on him nonstop. After this fight, you go to the PKA subreddit, and it's like a Wings fan page, and they're actually talking shit about the other hosts, and they're demanding him back. So this has been such a positive thing in Wings' life. And I really, really think that the boxing community, the response that I got from them, they were like, we need to see this again. Bring Wings back. So he absolutely has to. But who does he fight? I want him to fight Tipster. Tipster's been putting out some tweets. He's been pissing me off. Tipster's on this new like woke thing. And I just want to see him get hit.
Okay, so we're definitely going to see Wings fight again, which is great. We got Rich and Jeremy coming up. I think the one question there's two, as I asked folks what to ask you tonight. People wanted to know, number one, would you ever get in the ring?
I would only fight one person, Ethan Klein.
Oh, Ethan, huh?
That is the only person I would get in the ring with. Look, dude, it's a lot of effort and hard work to get in the ring and to do a boxing match. Like I see what my guys have to do to make sure they can, win. And sometimes they don't. Even though you can prepare as much as possible, you could still have an embarrassing loss. I mean, it's a lot to it. That's why I said to Boogie and Wings at the very beginning of this, I was like, look, it's hard to get respect on the internet. It is. It's like near impossible, especially nowadays. But if you step in that ring, people will respect you. So yeah, I forgot where I was going with that point, but
so let me ask you this. Ethan would never do it, right? Like it's a pipe dream. That you're just saying that because, it's like, there's no way in hell Ethan Klein would ever fight you.
Before Creator Clash 1, iDubbbz was putting a lot of pressure on Ethan to do it. So he unblocks me on Twitter and he jumps in my DMs and he's like, do you want to do this? And I'm like, yes, I want to do it. I was so excited. I'm going to get a chance to punch Ethan Klein in his fat fucking head. Right. So I'm like doing sit-ups. I like made a little Twitter video and I posted it. And he changed his mind like in 15 minutes and blocked me again.
Because he realized he was going to get punched in the fucking face.
Yeah. And he said on his podcast multiple times, oh, I wouldn't want to platform Keemstar. I wouldn't want to platform. It makes no sense because the motherfucker's talking about me all the time about every little thing. It's like, he's just a joke. He doesn't want to box, and that's fine. There's plenty of people that have called me out to box. I don't want to box them. So, it is what it is, I guess.
Hey, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Would greatly appreciate that. So you can find more clips on the channel. And of course, come join us live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time for our live Side Scrollers podcast. We would love to see you there.